Hello, Trisha. What's up?
Nothing much, just watch some. How would I put these matches as? Some dreadful matches, some weird matches. What's up with you?
See, I am in love with the fielding and
True.
the fielding that has been happening in these matches for the last 2 days. I remember a story from my childhood. Like when I was young, I was not a bowler. I couldn't bowl. I was a wicket keeper and I used to bat. And I used to field in every place. Like wherever they used to ask me to field in short leg or silly point, I used to love fielding. And I liked taking catches, diving and running people out and all those things. And in the last two games that has happened,
Mm-hmm.
one the game against CSK against Punjab, what
Right.
Ravindra Jadeja did, and then the game Mumbai against SRH, what Hardik Pandya did, because for context, I'll just give a brief about the scores. In the
Yeah.
power play, Deepak Chahar took 4 wickets right at the
Right.
front, but one of those another wicket was a run out, which was a direct hit from Ravindra Jadeja. It got KL Rahul out, which is who is one of the informed batsmen of IPL as a whole for the last 2 3 years. Then he took a
And
great
probably
catch.
the most informed in the Punjab, setup.
Correct. Then he took a great catch to get Chris Gale out. Another batsman who looked good, who looks well settled. At the end of the day, Deepak Chahar got the man of the match and everything. And Deepak Chahar really bowled well.
Correct.
But there's in the scorecard, you will not find even a single mention apart from the big scorecard. In the wickets column, there's no mention of the run out, which Ravindra Jadeja did. Also, the catch, yeah, you can read that the catch is Jadeja and bowled by Deepak Chahar, but the wicket has gone to Deepak Chahar, which it normally does. In the next match, Mumbai match, when Warner was batting well, it was the 12th or 13th over. It was 90 for 2, I guess, and they were chasing 151 SRH against Mumbai.
Yes.
Warner batting well, Vijay Shankar was with him. Warner looked very settled. Virat Singh was with him. Warner looked very settled. And out of the blue, Hardik Pandya uh, touches the ball at the point region, gets half a stump to aim at, throws down the wicket, gets Warner out, and then again when it was 5 wickets down, I guess 22 odd runs were required. Samad, who everybody knows how big he hits, Samad took a single, pushed a ball to mid off, tried to take a single before he could like get his bat down. Hardik Pandya again gets him out with a direct hit. Again, he could aim at half the stump, like he could see one and a half stumps. So,
Absolutely.
how important are these aspects which don't get reflected in the scorecard? We don't. We will talk about these on the nights of the match or just the day after the match.
Correct.
But at the end of the tournament, or maybe at the end of the group stage, we always calculate the number of runs, number of wickets taken by bowlers, and number of runs scored by batsmen. Orange cap, purple cap. There's hardly any mention of these runouts or these good catches. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. I think there should be something I was just about to say. There is an orange cap, there is a purple cap, but nothing for a fielder. And, I have always said this as a coach or even as a player. If you bat, you might not get the chance to bowl. Say you are an all rounder. In a day where your bowlers, are bowling well, you might not get the chance to bowl. If you are someone like in Hardik Pandya, you might not even get the chance to bat because you have a very, very strong top order. But all the 11 have to field. That is where you can actually make a difference all the time. And that is exactly, I mean, when you see Jadeja, if you actually see he's a good bowler, he's a very good batter, but the aspect which he brings, the fielding aspect, there you can account for 2 wickets easily. Yes, I'm sure people are like, you can praise the bowlers, as you said, for bowling well, getting the catches, the ball that Chris Gale hit, it stopped on him a little. He played, the shot was also a little, horrible, but all in all, the catch was dipping, right? And I doubt if it was anyone other than Jadeja if that catch would have happened, because remember, Chris Gale had come all guns blazing. He was actually looking good before he got out. And KL Rahul, as we already discussed, you know what? I have felt this, and I was telling this to a friend of mine. Why not see man of the match? What does a man of the match actually, or what should a man of the match actually stand for? Someone who has changed the course of the match. That person is the man of the match. So ideally, yesterday the man of the match should have been shared between Jadeja and Deepak Chahar. But today it should definitely have been, Hardik, because he's the one who changed the momentum. I agree. Rahul Chahar took advantage of that. Two wickets, he bowled beautifully. I mean, he bowled beautifully. But still, what is the recognition that you give for a fielder? You don't have an award. You don't have. So I think you have to give this credit somewhere to the teams like Australia, England, because in 90s when we were kids, we never really gave fielding that much thought. I mean, you can never say Saurav Ganguly was a good fielder, or I mean, forget about Saurav Ganguly, was definitely not a good fielder per se. Sachin probably was a safe fielder, but someone like a Jaunty Rhodes, someone like a Paul Collingwood. I mean, England fielders have always been good. I think with Virat Kohli bringing in the fitness, because even if you think of Yuvraj Singh and Mohammad Kaif, I know a lot of people, watching will be saying that, what about Yuvraj Singh and Mohammad Kaif? They were fantastic fielders. But again, in the squad, they were fantastic fielders, not all of them. If you look at the Indian squad now, apart from, say, a few of them like a Yuzi Chahal, or, you would find very, very few names who are not good fielders, right? And I think that has got a little bit to do with Virat Kohli and the fitness that he has gotten. What do you think?
Exactly, exactly. That's the mentality which, especially Australia, New Zealand, England, South Africa, these teams used to focus. They had this mentality. Especially, I remember Ponting. Like everybody knows that Ponting was a great captain, great batsman, but the number of direct hits he used to get hold of was like really stunning. Another thing is that nowadays everybody knows in practice they have this stump where they keep on aiming. The fielding drills have also changed, right? When
Absolutely.
right, so nowadays when like you will know it like in an extensive way because you have been involved in coaching this, there's a like set amount of time which is being dedicated to throwing balls at those
Feeling.
wickets,
Absolutely.
and yeah, and
Absolutely.
getting those direct hits, because once it's like muscle memory, right? Like if you keep doing the same thing day in day out, maybe for 15 minutes, maybe for 10 minutes, then your mind, your body is in sync. Another thing which Mr. Gavaskar, like Sunil Gavaskar, is really annoyed with, but I will disagree with him, is that he always says that whenever there's an overthrow for after a direct hit, where the like the runner had got inside the crease, and after that there's an overthrow from a direct hit and it goes for like 4 or 2 runs, he always says that what's the need of throwing the wicket down? You could see the batsman almost making it to the crease. But what I feel is that if you don't keep on throwing the balls at the stump, when there will be a opportunity of run out, you won't be able to get those direct hits, because it's much like a footballer who takes long ranges from 30 yards out, 20 yards out. These people keep on practicing it in the practice sessions and during the match. In a match, they will try 3 or 4 times these kind of shots. Some will go over the bar or outside of the target. Some goalkeepers will save, but there will be outstanding goals scored from these kind of shots because they are so much in practice doing. So they are so much in sync. Their body is in sync. Whenever they get a ball, they try to hit the target from 30 yards out. It's much like that when it comes to hitting the stumps from a distance. What do you think?
Absolutely. And when you were speaking about this, I was also thinking that not only is that one, of course, as you said, you should keep practicing. And the other reason why a fielder throws the ball, even though they know that there's no run out chances, is because how do you judge a run? How does a batter, I mean, when you say whether XYZ is a good judge of a run, there are certain criterias, right? So those criteria also include which fielder the ball has gone to which hand, and how quickly does the fielder react. So now, if a fielder has hit 2 3 direct hits, before, then what eventually starts happening is, as a batter, when I've hit the ball to a specific fielder, I am scared because I have already seen you hit the
Yeah.
wicket. I will be, thinking twice before running. I would be like, should I take a run or should I not? Because it's in his throwing arm, and I know he has thrown the wicket down, and that's why I don't think it's unnecessary. And about it hitting the wicket and going for runs, well, see, overthrows can happen. Overthrows happen for a number of reasons, right? But I completely agree with you that they should keep going. But I have a question for you, because you gave this football example. My question is, do you feel like, where would you place, like, with which position would you compare fielders? Are fielders the defense ones? Like, would you compare them with defenders? Would you call them midfielders, or would you, obviously strikers would be batters, let's put it that way, right? Do
I
you think
think
bowlers are the defenders and fielders are the midfielders, or the other way around?
I think fielders are the defensive midfielders who don't get noticed that much. They will help out the defenders. They will act as a shield before the defenders. They will help out their attacking midfielders. They will also give long balls from the midfield to the strikers, and still they won't get noticed because they might not end up giving that assist. They might end up giving a pre-assist, or they might not end up making a goal line clearance. They might end up just being a shield to the four man defense or 5 man defense, whatever it is. So they are like the workers in a team who at this point of time don't get the recognition which they should get.
Absolutely. I think, how many shows have we done on good catches, on good fielding? Because fielding has improved. Fielding has improved in men's cricket. Fielding has improved immensely in women's cricket. The fitness levels, again, I keep repeating, with your fitness levels, automatically fielding comes. And one more thing, um, as kids, we were always told, that you need to enjoy fielding. You have to want the ball to come to you. Actually, you know what, I feel it's a little bit, a little different. You have to try to reach the ball. To be a better fielder, you have to have that
Yeah,
intent that I have to reach the ball as quickly as possible. And that is the
exactly.
intent which makes a Hardik Pandya different and a Jadeja different, you know. But think of this, you will understand how fielders are not really, um, I wouldn't say respected, but not really considered. When we speak about all rounders, we never say, like, we barely say that, he's a good bowler, good batter, and a good fielder. We always say
The
an all rounder
last
is a. Sorry?
the last time this thing was said about Vijay Shankar when he
3D.
was referred to as 3D. I have never ever seen before or after that a batsman or a bowler or
Absolutely.
an all-rounder getting praised for being a good fielder too. I think that's the only time it was being referred as he was being referred as a good fielder. That's what I
Yeah,
feel.
absolutely, absolutely. Though he missed a few catches, and also you see, fielding actually makes the
Hmm.
difference. If you see, the better fielding team generally ends up winning, because especially in T20 matches, it's those 1 runs, 2 runs, 5 runs
True.
which change the game. And
And even in ODIs, like if you remember specifically, there have been lot of matches. But if you remember the 2011 World Cup, I keep sharing this story with my friends. So in the first 10 or 15 overs, India hardly gave any runs. Zahir Khan had some brilliant economy rate in those overs because the whole offside line that was there, like the point, cover, extra cover, mid off, Virat was there, Raina was there, Yuvraj was there. They were jumping, they were diving and catching each and every ball, which were very good shots, like cover drives,
Correct.
cuts, everything went to them. And like you said, not because they were static at one position, they were reaching those balls. That's why, if you remember at the end, Thisara Pereira, Mahela Jayawardene, they played really well. They hit those big shots, and the score could have been more than 300 on the
Absolutely.
Mumbai pitch at that time. It
Absolutely.
didn't happen because of this. Nobody really focused on this point because
Correct.
everybody
Correct.
was happy about India winning. Jayavardhan is scoring 100, Dhoni scoring 90 odd, Gambhir scoring 90 plus. Even people recognize how beautifully Virat played, but nobody gives credit to that fielding in those first 10 or 15 overs.
Yeah, because that is when, initial first 10 balls, a batter is the most vulnerable mentally as well. Not, if you're in good form, you might not be vulnerable with your foot movement, but definitely in your mind, you want to settle down. You want the ball to hit the middle of your bat. But you see, a batter's objective at the end of the day is scoring runs. And when that doesn't happen, because of good fielding, then that is where you are winning a mental
Hmm.
battle, which is what people don't talk about. People talk about dot balls, but they don't talk about the process of the dot ball. A favorite word everyone uses, process, but they don't talk about the one of the biggest processes on the ground, which is fielding. So
But
we yeah, tell me.
yeah, yeah, you go. No, you go on.
So no, I was just saying that Orgo are we have promised to discuss these points, right? Points which people overlook a bit, and that's why we need everyone's help, right?
Yeah, that's why we need our viewers to talk. Like we said,
Correct.
though people don't talk about, we need our viewers to talk on these kind of issues. If the viewers, if you have any kind of comments, any kind of suggestions, any kind of opinions regarding the topic we have discussed right now, please write it to us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you feel like, and also write to us about topics which you think we should discuss because that's
Absolutely.
most important. And you should also follow this channel and subscribe it, like it, hit the bell icon in on YouTube to get the notifications. You have heard it in
Absolutely.
numerous videos, but but they don't hit the notification button. That's why you all miss a lot of videos.
Also, could well be because we are also a bit irregular. We keep saying we won't be regular, but we are irregular, and we need to stop
See,
being irregular because a lot
we
of
are
viewers
honest.
have told this to me.
See, we are honest. We are also acknowledging our mistakes. Like Hardik Pandya said after that match, that honesty takes you forward or something like that. I will also say that honesty helps
Let's hope honesty
somebody
takes
grow.
us forward, and let's hope we get many more interesting discussions coming your way. You need to support us. If you want, you can join us, and let's get this channel growing together. Keep supporting us, keep watching us, keep subscribing to the channel. For now, take care. Bye bye.